Hey, what's going on YouTube? Jade here with Happy Dog Canine Training. In this video, we're going to be diving deep into aggressive and reactive dogs. If you get any value out of this video, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment down below. It really helps us in the algorithm of YouTube. If you are interested in any of our board and train programs or the remote training, you can go to HappyDogCanineTraining.com. and I will leave a link in the description below. Let's get to it. All right, so you got an aggressive or reactive dog. There's a very big difference between reactive and true aggression, so let's talk about it. A reactive dog is reacting because it's learned behavior. An aggressive dog, that's just who they are. They have real aggression. Most of the time, it's not real aggression. There is dogs out there, no matter which breed, just certain dogs have real aggression. So let's dive into all of this. When you walk your dog on a leash and it sees other people or other dogs, does it start going ballistic, barking, growling, and lunging and all of that? That doesn't mean your dog is aggressive. It could just be reactive, feeling like it needs to protect you. That's a lot of times that's what that is. Is your dog growling or barking or acting a certain way that seems aggressive with its food or its toys? Are you trying to introduce a new dog into your home and it's not going that well? Let's see, I wrote down some stuff. Has your dog ever bit someone or another dog? Let's see. Let's just dive into it. So, if your dog has bit someone or another dog, does that mean it's actually aggressive? The answer is no. That does not mean it's aggressive whatsoever. It is dependent on the situation. I've heard all kinds of situations from clients with dogs that have bit people and they turned out to not be aggressive whatsoever and not very reactive. Honestly, just a situation occurred and it happened. So with real aggression, real aggressive dogs, can it be fixed? The answer is it can be managed. A real aggressive dog, you can train obedience into it. You can get it to even be off leash in public around other dogs and stuff. But if you down deep know that your dog is really aggressive, which is the 1%ers of the dog world, it's very, very rare. And it's not a specific breed that it comes from. It's just in the genetics. It's just who that dog is. It can be managed. You cannot ultimately just take out the real aggression from a real aggressive dog. I'm sorry to tell you, but that's the truth. Now, if you had an aggressive dog and you get him highly trained, yes, you can take him off leash. You can do all of this stuff. But for the majority of people, dog owners, I would say don't do that. I wouldn't recommend it. But your dog needs to be highly obedient if it is that aggressive, if it's real aggression. Now, with a reactive dog, it's much, much different. Yes, a reactive dog can get in situations and bite people, bite other dogs, cause a lot of damage that looks like real aggression. They could growl food aggression, or that's what it's labeled, food aggression. They could be territorial, all of this stuff. But reactivity can be fixed. This can be fixed. So say that you are walking your dog on a leash, and as soon as it sees somebody, even if it's across the street or another dog, it goes crazy, it starts lunging, pulling, you lose total control of your dog. It's out of control. If that's the case, that doesn't mean your dog is truly aggressive. I've seen that happen, and dogs just want to play. People will bring their dog in my facility and they don't know if it's good with other dogs or not. And a lot of times I immerse them around 12 to 15 dogs immediately, and it overwhelms the dog and it breaks them out of their shell. Sometimes in very serious cases with very skittish dogs, of course it takes a couple of days for them to get out of their shell and you see their personality. But the majority of time when I immerse them, now I'm not suggesting everyone go do this, and most people probably couldn't because they don't have the access to that many dogs at one time. But I do that, and I let dogs train dogs. They got to learn how to be dogs, but you have to manage it and you have to know what you're doing. Once again, I wouldn't suggest this for most people at all. At all. You have to know a lot of stuff about dogs to be able to do that. Now, reactivity. Let's go over some more things that could happen. You could have got bit. Your neighbor could have got bit. Your family member by your dog. People scared of your dog. It growled at the neighbor's dog. You don't know, but you think your dog's aggressive. You think it's reactive. Don't be too worried about it. If you are watching this video, that lets me know you are diving into knowledge. You're trying to figure this out. And most people, you will need to hire someone like me. And we do have a program for that. It's our remote training program on our website at HappyDogCanineTraining.com. It's in the link in the description. But that's where I come to you for 2 to 3 days, and I help you with your reactive and aggressive dogs. If you're trying to introduce a new dog to your home and your dog's trying to kill it, that can be fixed. But let's talk more about reactive dogs. So, a reactive dog usually isn't very confident at all. On the other hand, an aggressive dog, they're very confident to the level of being cocky. They are super cocky and arrogant in a lot of ways, especially if that aggressive dog isn't trained. It doesn't have no obedience. It will be an arrogant prick, basically. But a reactive dog, this is all learned behavior. So for instance, if your dog has food aggression and it growls every time somebody even comes close to their food while they're eating, or in the kitchen or wherever it happens, that is learned behavior, meaning that dog has growled or barked or acted that way before in the past, and somebody, when it growled or barked, somebody backed up, like, oh, I'm not messing with that dog, or you just left it alone and let it eat. Well, guess what? It's going to do that next time even worse. That's called learned behavior. If your dog pulls on the leash, yes, there's techniques and ways to get a dog to walk at a heel, at a perfect heel position on a leash or off a leash. But it's the beginning. So if you're going outside with your dog and you're opening the door and the dog goes out first, you've already lost the battle. Of course, your dog after that is going to bark every time it sees something. It's going to react, whether it's aggressive or reactive. Every dog's going to act like that if you allow that. So it all starts at the door. Do not let your dog go outside in front of you and take you for a walk. You must walk your dog. If you understand this and you get your dog to walk at a heel position, you will start to see that, and you take your dog into these new environments, you will see the transformation that your dog is starting to gain trust with you. Whenever I immerse a dog that is reactive or thinks it's the big deal around a bunch of other dogs, 10, 15 dogs, they quickly change and realize they're not that big and bad after all. And what happens is they kind of get a little shell-shocked in the beginning because they're used to acting a certain way and scaring everything off, whether it's reactive or aggressive. A real aggressive dog ain't going to act that way. Let's point out that an aggressive dog that has real aggression doesn't give you all these warning signs. They just go for it. That's how you will know the difference. They may growl, little guttural growl and all this stuff, but a real aggressive dog is not going to show you much. They're just going for it all the way. A reactive dog, they show all the signs. So you need, if you want to learn how to modify this behavior, you need to go back and watch the video I made of how to train a dog or how to train your dog. Because you have to understand markers, good markers and bad markers, how you clearly communicate with your dog, and you need to understand what a correction is in order to modify this kind of behavior, no matter how serious it is or how light it is. If you are introducing a dog, a puppy for instance, say you got a puppy for Christmas like a lot of people do. You brought it in and your dog went after it and tried to hurt it or kill it. And you stopped it. Now you're at a standstill. You don't know what to do. You're talking to all these trainers. I hear all kinds of stories from clients that come in about what other trainers did. And the last client that had a dog in this situation with reactivity and all this was telling me their last trainer just taught the dog sit down, stay, and paw. The basic stuff when the dog is dealing with behavior stuff. First, you gotta get past the behavior stuff. This dog couldn't even be around other dogs. And as soon as the owner came to me, I put her dog on a leash and brought it around 15 other dogs. And she, within 10 minutes, she couldn't believe that her dog was happy and playing. And it wasn't aggressive. It wasn't reactive. So, and you know why she thought it was? Because of the barking, the pulling. Every time it seen a dog, it wanted to get to it. It even pulled her down and broke her wrist. So she thought it was super serious. It wasn't. But there is a lot of serious situations where even with a reactive dog, you can get bit. You can get messed up really bad. So let's talk about modifying behavior. Say your dog, say you brought your puppy in and your old dog isn't having it whatsoever. How do you fix that? You have, if the other dog poses no threat to your older dog, but your older dog does, you have to put a leash on that older dog. And for people that haven't done this a bunch, which is probably most of you all, put a muzzle, an open basket muzzle on your older dog, clip a leash, understand what the corrections are and how to mark the bad behavior and correct your dog. And it's all about the timing. And you need, if your dog has no obedience, you need to train that too. And you have to make positive associations. And how do you understand when to take the muzzle off of your dog? It's body language. Let's talk about that. You have to understand how to read a dog's body language. That's how I am able to allow dogs to train other dogs. Not the obedience, but mannerisms, how to be a dog, what's allowed, what's not allowed. You have to know what you're doing, or hire someone like me and go to HappyDogCanineTraining.com and you'll get all the contact info. You'll see all the prices and packages. but you have to know how to read that dog's body language. And there's a lot to it. I can't just say it's one thing or the other. I mean, there's all kinds of variables there. But basic stuff, if a dog's tail is scorpioned up, it's very confident in that situation. I can assure you that. If a dog's tail is wagging, that doesn't mean it's happy and happy to see you. If a dog's tail is tucked, it's obvious that dog is scared and it's skittish, and it could be reactive if you try to pet it because it's scared. Every time a dog bites, every time every dog lunges for a bite, one thing they all do that's very similar, they always close their mouth. It can happen in a millisecond. Okay, their mouth could be closed and their mouth open, and then right before that bite, they close their mouth and lunge. It's the same thing as a human rearing back for a punch. Right before they rear back, they close their mouth, and then they go for the bite. That's another thing you need to watch for. There's so many things to reading a dog's body language to really just explain it all in words. So how to modify behavior comes from consistency. You have to be consistent. You have to mark the good behavior and you have to mark the bad behavior, and you must reinforce the good behavior and reinforce the bad behavior. That is how you're going to do it. Once again, if you don't understand everything I'm talking about, go back to our YouTube channel and watch the video of how to train your dog so you can learn about what a correction looks like and markers, what a good marker and a bad marker is. You have to know this before you can move forward with any of this. Once again, if any of this brought value to you, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment down below. If you want to reach out to me and you are wanting to board your dog or want me to come to you, go to our website, HappyDogCanineTraining.com. I'll leave a link in the description and get in touch with us. I can definitely help you out if you got an aggressive or reactive dog, or if you're just wanting to get your dog in a board and train program and get your dog off leash. Our 4-week off leash board and train program is $2,200. You can ship your dog to us anywhere in the world, and you will get constant updates, and of course we'll do a lot of communication beforehand. Look forward to more content coming soon. I'm definitely going to be pumping out a lot more videos, so subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment down below. Have a good one.